I think it was MLS online at the time, and I just asked about a house that I had seen, and she responded, and she's been there ever since. Like, she came right out, we did a showing, and that one didn't work out, and I think at the end of the day, we ended up looking at, I think I put offers in on 4 or 5 properties.
Okay.
We probably looked at a dozen or so, but the market was so crazy that everything that I mean offered, and we made good offers. They were $25K over asking, and they still got, I got beat by, for one reason or another. Sometimes it wasn't the asking price, it was some of the stipulations and different things. So yeah, she was right there from the get-go, like walking me through the process. I haven't owned a house for 10 years or better. I wasn't ever gonna buy another house. So
Okay.
I wasn't prepared, and she made it completely easy. Fears and concerns, I guess, you know, I didn't really plan on buying a house, so I wasn't paying attention to my credit or anything. I could buy a car if I needed. I could buy a new bike if I needed, but it turns out it's actually easier to buy a house. But I wasn't prepared. Like, she hooked me up with the right mortgage broker that deals with VA, and I mean, now that I know him, I know who he is, and like, he's the guy. Like, he's the guru, so he made it super easy, and I wouldn't have hooked up with him if it wasn't for Shelby. So yeah, that just made it super smooth.
Awesome.
Like, and right away he was like, yeah, we can get you approved, you know, everything looks fine. And we knew there would be hurdles and whatnot, but he made it easy the whole way. So that relationship that she has with him or any other people, you know, really helps. How did Shelby differ from agents in the past? Well, I can't really say. My last house I bought from a friend who had bought it to flip, so I got a good deal on it because he made less than he wanted, but he agreed to sell it to me, so there was no agent involved there.
Okay.
And before that, I think it was from a local buyer as well, and I saw a house, I wanted to buy it, so I did, and that was done. I mean, I didn't really have to choose a realtor. I just,
Okay.
you know, this is the first time I've really had to choose a realtor or deal with a realtor that I wasn't familiar with.
Right.
Everybody I've dealt with in the past, I mean, I come from a small town in northern Minnesota that you just know everybody, so you're like,
Yeah.
all right, hey Bob, I want to look at this house.
Right.
But, you know, coming down here, it's just like anything else. Trying to find a dentist when you're in this big area is very daunting, and it's tough to make the right decision, and I didn't have to. She made the decision for me. I don't think it could have been handled. I don't think the buying process could have been handled any better. Like, I was always aware of any new listings. I've got daily emails from her with anything, and as soon as I saw something I liked, she was on it. Like, houses were going so fast at that time. The market was just crazy, and sometimes, you know, I would see a house at 9 o'clock in the morning, we'd be looking at it at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, because that's how volatile the market was. You had to jump on them right away. I mean, there were houses that I asked for a showing, and that afternoon it was already sold, so we couldn't see it. So yeah, she's very persistent and very like, she knows what her schedule is, and she can make the time for you no matter what is. Yeah. Well, I just tell them, I've recommended Shelby a couple times already, and I just said, like, Shelby's the real estate ninja. Like, I wouldn't have the house I have right now if it wasn't for her, because and I don't know how many clients she juggles at one time, but for some reason she can remember what every client's needs are, because I got a call one day and she said, hey, how does this sound? I've got another agent calling me saying that she has a couple that looked at one of her listings, or no, I'm sorry, back up. They looked at one of your listings and they want to put an offer on it, but the problem is they haven't even listed their house yet. So they just kind of started looking and got it in their head that they want to buy a house, so they haven't even listed their house yet. So after she found out where it was, she said, well, I've got a guy that wanted to look at a house a few doors down, but it sold the day he was going to look at it. So she asked them if it would be okay if I showed it, or if she showed it to me. And and they said yes. And we came and looked at it, and I fell in love with it. And yeah, I mean, I'm here now. And I ended up getting a heck of a deal. I probably saved $35,000 because I bought the house before it ever got listed.
Right.
And the market was so volatile, everything was going for 25 to 30 to 40,000 more than it was listed for. And they were just like anybody else. They were going to list it at a decent amount, but not overpriced. And I mean, they wanted to list it at $285, and I offered them $290. And it's a house that every house like this in the neighborhood sells for $335, $325 to $335. So I had saved a bunch of money. I got the house I wanted, and if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have. So that's why she's the real estate ninja. If I don't suspect that I'll buy another house, but if I ever did, that'd be my first call. And I will continue to refer people to her.